In this video, we're going to learn how to predict the order of a shuffled deck of cards. Okay, so what I would do is I would have the cards separated roughly around the middle, like that. One half would go to the spectator and one half would go to me. Now since I don't actually have a spectator here, I'm just going to do the whole thing. So this is kind of like a do as I do routine. I would shuffle my pack like that, and of course they would then shuffle their pack. Now they don't have to shuffle like this. This is best case scenario, but if they're not shuffling that way, it's fine, and we'll talk about that in the explanation. So they shuffle, then you're going to take some of your cards, flip them over, and put them on their pack. Then they're going to take some of their cards, flip them over, put them in your pack. Okay? Now, of course, you could do all the shuffling yourself, but it's nice to let them shuffle so that you know they're not doing any. Everyone knows they're not doing any false shuffles or trick shuffles, and they would actually be doing the shuffles themselves. Okay? So they would shuffle their pack as well. And then I'd ask them if they wanted to give me some more or take some more of mine. I think they'll give me a few more. And again, all they have to do is take them off and flip them, and they go in my pack. So then I'll shuffle like this. And then they actually will take some back. Do that. Shuffle a little bit. Okay, and I'll shuffle mine a little bit more. Perfect. And then pretty much right there they'd be done. So after some shuffling, I take both packets and mix them together. And then I can actually show you that they really are truly mixed up. You got face up into face down, going every which way. Okay. So then, normally in performance, I would talk about game shows that I like, and then I would tell everyone that I have all the answers right here in a slip of paper that I keep in my card box. Are all of the answers for this deck of cards. Now I'd play like a little game of Jeopardy where these would be the answers and they would have to provide the questions. Okay, so the first one says there are 21 face down cards. Okay, 21 face down cards. And then I would just deal them out and see if we have 21 face down cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Hopefully there's one more in here. There it is. 21 face down cards. So far, so good. Let's see what the next answer is. It says there are 10 red cards. 10 red cards. So let's check on that. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 red cards. Perfect. 10 red cards. And the last part says all of the black cards are clubs. Let's take a look there. Yep, there it is. All of the black cards are clubs. Oh, wait a minute. I think there's one more message. Except for these spades. Alright guys, so we're going to go into the explanation of this trick. It's I call it Jeopardy. First place I've seen it, I think it was actually, I'm not sure. Paul Green, I want to say, possibly, was who the first person I seen perform it. But it's a very old technique of mixing the cards and it looks like you've mixed them up really badly, face up and face down, and there's no way you can tell what the order is. In fact, what happens is a certain stack of cards is going to stay in that stack no matter how much you shuffle them. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that. But first we're just going to talk about the slip of paper that I have. It's just one piece of paper. And what you're going to do is on one side, you're going to lay it out like this so that it has all these in this kind of setup so that when you fold it, it'll all come out correctly. Now I'm either going to put a PDF or just a photo of each side of this on my website, sideshowproductions.webs.com. There will be either a link in the description or somewhere on this video to that page with this. So it'll either be a PDF that you can download or just a photo that you can download. So I'll see whatever is easier for me to put on there, and I'll get that out to you guys. And then on the back, of course, you'll just put except for the Ace of Spades, and that's your big kind of final reveal. Okay, and then of course that just folds down, so you show the second message, right? And you fold it in so that the next message shows, and fold it so that one. And I just like to fold it in half there, so it's a nice little pocket. You can't really tell what's written on there. And then I usually carry this in my wallet. It just makes it really easy. I always have it on me if somebody wants to see a trick. All I need to really do is get the 21 cards that I need for the stack together, and I'm ready to perform this. So it's really simple. And even if you're setting up a stack and you're doing all this shuffling, nobody thinks there's a stack set up. So it's really cool. So that goes in your wallet or your pocket or wherever you're going to keep that card box. Sometimes I do that. I'll put it underneath the cellophane on the box like that. But wherever you want to keep it, as long as you can get to it, obviously. So that's off to the side. Then you're going to go through your deck of cards and do exactly what is set on there. You need 10 red cards. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 red cards. And it said 21 cards, so you need 11 black cards. But it also says all the black cards are clubs except for the Ace of Spades. So you need 10 clubs and an Ace of Spades. So that's why I have the Ace of Spades. And then just 10 random clubs. Okay. And then what I usually do is keep the Ace of Spades out, put everything together, and give them some legitimate shuffles. Okay? Just to really mix these up so that if I were to fan the deck face up, it would look like I have a stack on the deck. Okay? So these are a good shuffle. And you can do this one of two ways. You can either make the Ace a short card, or you can just make the Ace of Spades your marker card. And that's what I do. So I don't shorten anything or corner around or anything like that. So get them mixed up so that you have reds and blacks in between each other, so it doesn't look like a stack. Okay. Then I take the ace and put it on the bottom, or the top actually in this case, and that all goes on the deck. So on the bottom of the deck. So now you're good to go. And you can start off by doing some false shuffles with the deck, some false cuts, something like that, whatever. And then what you're going to do is you're going to fan through the deck and you're going to separate it in half. What you're really going to do is just look for that Ace of Spades, and once you see it, separate it right at the Ace of Spades. And then they get this half, and I take the other half that has my stack, only because I don't want my stack to get any screwed up at all, so I give them the other half. Even though there really isn't any chance that they can screw up as long as they follow what you say, but there's still that chance. There's still somewhat of a chance, so I always give them the other half. So I give them the bigger half to shuffle, and I shuffle. So I show them how to shuffle like this. Now there's two things you could do. You could either find somebody that can shuffle like this, and if you're doing some effects, so this might be a closer or a middle effect. So what you're going to do when you're doing this is you might want to find somebody that can actually shuffle like that. So you have different people shuffling during the effects, and if you see somebody that shuffles, that does a nice table riffle, have them do this trick. If not, I mean, you can still get away with it if there's people that do that kind of a riffle shuffle. Or even if they're going to do it overhand, you just need to make sure that they don't accidentally flip the packet over at any time, because that's going to screw you up. Okay? So as long as they don't flip their packet over the wrong direction at any time, you'll be fine. Okay? So what you're gonna do is you shuffle, and then they shuffle. Okay. And I just tell them this is like do as I do. Simon says I'll do something, you follow me. Okay. So they will follow, and they will shuffle their pack a couple times, and then you're going to exchange cards. Now, the big thing with this is anytime you exchange cards, all you have to do is flip the packet over before they go to the next packet. So if I flip these over and put them in here, and then they grab a couple, flip them over and put them here. Now, what I do is I always put that first pack on because I want to try to make sure there's a face-up card on the bottom of their packet. So I'm trying to kind of influence that, and I want a face-up card on the bottom of my packet, okay? So I can do it because I could shuffle one there, but they aren't going to do that on purpose, you know? So I try to force them to do that by putting a couple on the bottom, face-up, okay? So they shuffle, and I shuffle, like that. Then you can do another exchange. You can say, "Oh, it looks like you have a couple more cards than I do. Would you want to give me some more, or do you want some from me?" And if they want some from you, then you would take it, flip them, and give them to them. If they want some from you, or if they want to give you some, then they take them, flip them, and put them here. Now, what is going on with this is this packet of cards, all the face-up cards in this packet are going to be originally from this packet. All the face-down cards in this packet, or face-up cards in this packet, are going to be originally from your packet of cards. Okay, so you know that your cards need to be face down. Okay, so what I'll do first is I will actually take their packet, flip it over, and shuffle it into my packet, which means all of it right now, from this point on, all the face-down cards are the ones that are in my prediction. Okay, so there should only be 21 face-down cards from this point on. Okay, and I'll fan them out. And I like to do it this way because it shows a lot of face-up cards. So you could do it the other way, so that it would show it would only show the 21 cards as face-up. But I don't want to show that stack prematurely. So I do this. Now, the way I know, just in case if you might get confused and not sure, just as long as you flip one of the packets over and shuffle them together, you're good. Okay, so just so you know which way you're facing, the best thing is to look for the ace of spades face up, or to look for a big chunk of clubs face up, or spades. See, I'm seeing a bunch of spades, so I know it's up face. The cards that are face up are the right ones. If I saw a bunch of clubs face up and no spades at all, then I know that the other packet is face up, that means I need to flip the packet over. Okay, this time I don't need to flip anything over, everything's correct, so I just show them and then I square them all together like this and like that, real nice and fair, so there's no way I could be doing any trick moves or switches or anything. And then I bring out the questions, okay, or the answers. And my premise of this is I talk about game shows, and I go into, this is Jeopardy, and I say that we're going to play a game of Jeopardy, and they're going to have to give me the answer. So we'll say, like, this is the answer, and you're going to provide the question, which is actually the answer. It's in the form of a question, but it's meant to be the answer to the answer that's actually a question, which is really an answer. And I just say this thing, and you're like, what? And they throw the confusing, and it's kind of funny. So it's just my style, of course, my character, but I pull this out and I talk about game shows and Jeopardy. And I say, so there are 21 face-down cards. What would be the question for that? Which is actually the answer in the form of a question. And they'll say, how many cards are face-down, right? So I say, okay, 21 face-down cards, and it should work out. If it doesn't, you did something wrong with shuffling. So I recommend practicing the shuffling sequence a few times just to get it down so that you're sure of what goes into where. But you deal them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. Okay, so you can do it that way. You can even change all these predictions in here. You could say there are 10 face down cards. I mean, you could do whatever you want. You could say there are 13 face down cards, and they're all the spades or something, you know, and you could equivocate someone down to spades, and then say, okay, let's try something, and you start shuffling the packets, and then at the end, the only face down cards in the pack are the spades. You know, you could do a trick like that. Whatever, you could change this principle up. I just really wanted to show you this principle of how you could shuffle 2 packets of cards like this and really make it look like you've really mixed up cards. In reality, there was no mixing at all. Okay, so then you go to the second one, and it says that there are 10 red cards. So as long as you got your stack there and there was no flipping or anything got confused, there should only be 10 red cards. So we turn the packet up. Now what I'm doing is I'm going through here is I'm watching the black cards as I'm counting these. So I'm doing 2 things at once. I'm watching the black cards because I'm looking for the ace of spades as I'm doing it, okay? Because it could be really anywhere with all the shuffling that was done. So now I got it here. I'm actually going to slip it on the bottom, and then I'm going to lay it down on the last one. Now they're not going to know what I'm doing here because they don't know what the next statement is on the card. So I dotted out there are 10. That's amazing. Those go aside, and then I open up again, and it says all of the black cards are clubs. And then that's when I fan it out. Now the reason I put it on the bottom is because I want it to kind of be harder for them to catch that it's an ace of spades, and I want them to think that I'm not showing it. Now of course here when there's no one here I can't wait for someone to notice it, but I'll fan them all out like this, and I'll leave the ace of spades kind of sticking out just a little bit like that, and I'll spread the rest out and go, all of them are clubs, good job. And I've done this a few times where people didn't even notice that the spade was there. And so you got to sit and really wait until somebody catches that ace of spades, and they will eventually. So if they don't, just kind of like, oh wait, that's a spade. But if somebody will catch it, they'll go, oh, you screwed up. There's a spade, because everybody wants to catch you being wrong. It's just everyone loves that. They're like, oh, you screwed the trick up. There's a spade in there. And they go, oh yeah, well, except for the ace of spades, and I show that, and it's really cool because it's like not only, you know, all the way up to that, it was just like, okay, I knew if they were red and I knew if they were clubs. Yeah, I guess you could kind of get that, right? That could be like a statistical thing, but to get the ace of spades, to know for sure that the ace of spades is going to be there, that's the really tricky part. So it really makes it look interesting. And it's an instant reset, which is cool. You just put the 2 packets back together. You could even just faro them together. It don't have to be a perfect faro, obviously, because you're just doing a thing. So you could just faro them together, and now you got a mixed up pack ready to go. Put your ace of spades on top, the rest of the cards on top of that, and back into the box, and you're ready to go on to the next table. Usually if I'm going to do this as a closer, that's great because I can put them in the box, I can go, and then I can go to the next table, do some tricks, do a deck switch at the end, and I'm to this. So, and that's actually important to say the deck switch, because the next video I actually want to go over a few different deck switches with you guys and ways to switch in and switch out decks, just in case if you're using a setup deck, or maybe you're using a Svengali deck or a stripper deck or a mark deck or something that you just don't want someone to notice. You need a way to switch that out. I'm going to show you a few techniques in the next video. Okay, so that is I call that Trick Jeopardy. Thanks a lot.